Now she's been called the missing link between the Mary Rose and HMS Victory. Britain captured the warship Invincible from the French back in 1747, but she ran aground in the Solent 11 years later and has been on the bottom ever since. Now a 4-year excavation project is being launched to retrieve what's left. The cost is being met with money paid in fines by the big banks. Mike Apps reports.
Hundreds of thousands of people come to Portsmouth to visit HMS Victory each year, but few will know that the warship upon which Admiral Nelson modelled his fleet actually lies 3 miles out to sea from here.
The fantastic thing about Invincible is that it fills a perfect chronological gap between the Mary Rose, which was built in 1511, the flagship of Henry VIII, and HMS Victory, which was built in 1765. Her class then became the backbone of the Royal Navy. And for example, in the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, 3/4 of that class of ship were built from Invincible lines.
From the depths of the Solent, Invincible's salvation has come in the unlikely form of fines paid by banks for manipulating the LIBOR system. One of his last acts as Chancellor, George Osborne, authorised a £2 million grant from that fund. This exclusive footage shows what the wreck looks like now.
The ship itself is exposing, and there's lots of artefacts within it as well as structures that are uncovering and at risk, and we really need to do it now because those artefacts are they're deteriorating through biological decay and physical decay. So here we have a lid of a gunpowder barrel, and this just emerged, and you can even see the engravings on the top of the lid. We have one side of the ship preserved from the gun deck all the way down to the bottom, and the bow section is the section that we would like to bring up.
Portsmouth's Museum of the Royal Navy will be given what's recovered.
Not much of the ship survives, there's some of it, but it's the objects that we're really interested in because they provide an important transect through the sort of everyday objects that would be on a ship, and we haven't got that from anywhere else.
If the project's successful, in 4 years' time, Invincible will take her rightful place back at Portsmouth Dockyard. Mike Apps, BBC South Today.